My name is Vinura Ometh Welihinda. As you can see, I have cleaned and built the project, and I have run the project as well. Now it's built successfully. Now let's move on to the Postman requests. So here we are going to be creating an author. So as you can see, we have created an author with ID equals 1. We can also create another author as well. So we'll create another author. We have created an author with ID number 2 as well. Now let's get all authors. As you can see, we have 2 authors and we got 2 authors. And also we can get authors by ID as well. Okay, so for example, see, we can get our first author. We can get our second author as well. And if we enter an ID number which is not in our system, we get a 404 not found error, which is that author with ID 3 does not exist. And we can also update the author. Now for example, I'll be updating the second author. So now if you go and get all authors, as you can see, the second author, the author with ID number 2 has changed. And also if you try to update an author ID that we don't have, for example like this, it gives us a 404 not found, author with ID 456 does not exist. We can also delete authors. So we can try to delete an author ID number that we don't have. This will give us a 404 not error found. We can delete the second author. As you see now, if we go to get all authors, we have only one author. So let's create a book now. So I'll be creating a book called Norwegian Wood for the author with author ID number 1. So let's send. Now we have created a book for the author with author ID number 1. Now let's try to create a book for an author ID like this, which does not exist in our system. So for that we got a 404 not error found because we don't have an author with ID 856. So now we can go to get all books and we can get all the books. As you can see, we can get the books. We can create another book as well. Wait a minute. So this is another book. Now we can't create a book for the author ID number 2 because we deleted that author. Now for example, let's see, we cannot create because we deleted that author previously. We have only one author now. So we can create another book. So if we go to get all books, as you can see, we have 2 books now. And then if you want, we can update a book. Now I'm going to be updating book number. I'm going to be updating book with book ID number 2. So now if we go to get all books, you can see that it has changed to Guttilagavya. Now if we go to update book and if we give a book ID which does not exist, then it will return an 404 not found error. You can also get books by the book ID. Now we can get the book with book ID 2. As you see, it's correct. We have Guttilagavya as book with book ID 2. You can get book with book ID 1 as well. It's also correct. But if we give a number something else, then we will get a 404 not found error. So the author endpoint and the book endpoint works correctly. Now let's go and create a custom. So before creating a card, we need to create a custom. So basically, first we create author, then we create a book, then we create customer, then we create a card, and then only we place an order. So I'm creating an order now. So this is the format. I'm creating an order. So we have created, I'm creating a customer. So we have created the customer with customer ID 1. Also, let's create another customer as well. So we have created another customer with ID 2. Okay, now let's get all the customers. So as you see, we have 2 customers with ID 1 and ID 2. We can get customers by ID as well. Now we can get the customer with customer ID 1. As you can see, we get jamesbond@gmail.com. And then we can get customer with customer ID 2 as well. As you can see, it's laracroft@gmail.com. So previously when I created, you saw what the ID was. So now it's the same thing. And also, if let's say we try to retrieve a customer with a ID like 3, we should get an error message because we do not have a customer with customer ID 3. And also we can update customer as well. So let's update uh, customer with customer ID 1. Okay. We have, so now if we go to get all customer, previously our customer ID with 1 had James Bond, that had James Bond. Now let's see, now it's John, so it has changed, right? So similarly we can update our second customer as well. So we can update any number of customers, but let's see if we try to update a customer that does not exist. As you see, we get a 404 not error found, because that's true. Now let's go and delete, let's try to delete a customer that doesn't exist. So that gives us an error because it does not exist. So we cannot delete a customer that does not exist. So now let's just delete our second customer. We'll delete him. So now once we delete him, if we go and get all customers, as you can see, we have only the first one remaining. Also get customer by ID. Also we can try to access the second customer, but that customer does not exist because we deleted it, but the first customer exists. So that means the customer endpoint also works. So we have only one customer now. Now let's go and create a cart. Okay, now let's add a cart to the customer with customer ID 1. So we'll be adding a book with book ID 1 and we'll be adding 20 books. Okay, now we'll set it. So as you see, the customer with customer ID 1 has book has 20 books from book ID 1, and also the cart ID number is 1. So if you go to get cart, you can see that we okay, so we do not have a customer 2. Also we do not have a cart for customer 2 even if it exists, because we have not created it. Let's see whether we have a cart for the customer. Yes, we do have. So here we can update the item quantity. So initially here in the cart we have 20 items. So now I'm going to reduce it to let's say 10. Now let's see whether the change gets updated. So here also I'm trying to access a customer with customer ID 2, but we do not have a customer with customer ID 2. We have 1. So see, if we enter a ID number that does not exist, it gives us a 404 not found error. So now let's see. Okay, now let's go to get cart. So initially it was 20, we reduce it to 10. Now let's see whether the change gets updated. Yes, and also the total price changes as well. So accordingly the total price changes. So here we can, here we are trying to remove one item from customer with customer ID 2, but we do not have a customer with customer ID 2, so it gives us an error message. So now let's give customer ID 1 and let's see. Now we have removed one book type from the cart endpoint. Now let's go and add again, because we need, right? We can add with book type 2 as well. Let's add 50. So we have 2 cart. Now let's go to get cart. As you can see, we have now 20 books from book ID 1 and 15 books from book ID 2, and this is the total cost. So if you want to remove one from, see, now the book with book ID 1 got deleted. So here this is the book ID, this is the customer ID. Okay, from remove all items, we can remove all the items that a customer has. Now this would obviously give a error response because we do not have a customer with customer ID 2. So we put 1, this deletes everything. Okay, so now there are no items. Now if we go to get cart, there are no items. Now since we need a cart, since we need to have books in the cart, I am going to create again, because we need it, right? Because we need books to create an order. So we have 15 books from book ID 2, and I will put 1 here and 90. So as you can see, we have 19 books from book ID 1, 15 books from book ID 2. Now let's go to create order. We are creating an order for the customer with customer ID 1. As you can see, we have created, now we have 19 books. So this is the same. As you can see, this value and this is same, which means it works. So we have an order date, we have status, placed, we have total price. We can also get by customer ID as well, the order. So we have got the order from customer ID as well. We can also get the order by the order ID as well. As you can see, we have got the order. If we put something else, we get an error message because it does not exist. Send. So as you see, we have 19. We have placed an order for 19 books from book ID 1 and 15 books from book ID 2. Now if we go to get, so what happens is, once we make an order, the stock needs to get reduced, right? Because we have bought books, right? So we have bought 19 books from book ID 1. So let's go to get all books. Now this shows that we have 30 books from book ID 1 and 31 books from book ID 2. But we have bought 19 books from book ID 1 and I think and 15 books from book ID 2. So now once I send another request to see the updated number of books, these should be reduced, right? These values should be reduced. Now let's send and see. Okay, so we bought 19 books from book ID 1, which means 30 minus 19, it's 11. Now the stock has reduced. We bought 15 books from book ID 2. This had 31. So 31 minus 15 is 16. So accordingly, the stock has reduced. So as you can see, the BookStore API works properly, and if we try to create an order for a customer with, let's say, customer ID 5, it should give us an error because there is no customer like that. And also if we go to the cart endpoints and if we go to get cart and we send a request, we get a cart that is empty. This is empty because we have now created an order. So what happens is, as soon as you create an order, the items in the cart goes to the order. So now the cart is empty. Now again, if we want, we can go and let's say we will get all authors. So we have like only one author, right? Let's create an author. Get all authors. Okay, so we will create. So we should get ID number 3, and let's create a book as well. So I am creating a book for the author with order ID 3. So we have 3 books. As you can see, we have 3 books with ID 3. And update and get books by ID also works. I don't need to show it again, right? So if we can go to add item to cart, we can, how many customers do we have? Get all customers. So I created a customer. So now it gets 3 because earlier we had a customer with ID 2 and we deleted it, right? So we don't get the ID number 2 again since it's unique. So now if we get all customers, we have 3. Now if we go to this and we can add to customer 3, book 3, let's add 5 books and we send. Now if we go to get cart, we can see for the customer with 3, he has a cart. Now there is items in the cart. Now I'm creating an order for the customer 3. As you can see, it's 5 now. Now if you go to get cart, now it's empty. And also get all books, it previously had 18 books. Now if I send it, it's reduced to 13 because 5 books were bought. So as you can see, it works for multiple books, multiple authors and multiple customers as well, and also for multiple orders. So this is my BookStore API